Hi everybody, how are you doing?
Welcome back.
Welcome. So today we have a special guest, a beautiful queen, Hannah Gebrselassie.
Yay!
Welcome,
We're so
Hannah.
happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here with you all. Y'all are amazing queens, so thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you. I am a big fan, so I'm honored to be among these queens.
Oh, you're so sweet. We're honored to have you. And we're so excited to pick your brain and to educate our viewers
Oh yes.
on your movement and what you are all about.
I'm all here for it, so we gotta get people ready, I know we'll go into it, but every single one of us plays our role, in so many different ways. There's no one way of fighting, so I hope everyone today just takes away that all of us can fight in our own way.
That's true.
Exactly.
So we'll start off by asking, promote positivity. Like, what made you want to start the movement?
Yeah, so for me, it just was so much negativity happening in the world, so many ups, so many downs we can all relate to. And when I left my job a couple of years ago as a TV reporter, I knew that I wanted to start something that would be able to last forever, that would be able to provide some support, some advocacy, some positivity during a time where it's always up and down, And so a couple of years ago, we started the Promote Positivity movement, and it basically helps raise awareness on different causes. We get behind different groups that are fighting to make this world a better place, whether it's raising awareness and resources to fight against things like cancer, or whether it's supporting the youth, or whether it's going and supporting our brothers and sisters in need on the streets. And so, we just figured, why not create this centralized group where we can continue fighting to bring light during dark times.
That's good. That's amazing.
Thank you.
And thank you for that, because a lot of people don't take their time out of their day to do that, but you are so consistent, and you've been doing this for how many years now?
2 years now.
2 years dedicated. And if you go on her page, or on her Instagram page, consistently, anytime anybody throws a blow at you, you're always just like, you know what, bless you, keep it going, or whatever anybody's going through, you're always willing to be there for them. So, not a lot of people do that, and you're a blessing.
I mean, it's important, right? You all do that too. It's a sisterhood, we have a brotherhood, we have a family, we have to show up for each other. And I will be honest, I've learned to use the block button a little bit more, so, because we get some trolls, we get some negative Nancys, and I'll do my best. We're not always going to agree. I'm cool with that, but you are going to respect us, And so there's been a little bit of blocking, but overall, it's been so well received, and we just want to keep pushing. We want to keep pushing, and social media is so important, right? All of us have social media. We can use it in so many ways, and obviously it's your individual page. No pressure. You use it how you feel comfortable. Me personally, I think it's a great tool to draw awareness, to highlight different causes going on, to share different family stories, share different ways you can get involved, supporting your children or your families or your friends and everything like that. So it's a lot of power in our phones nowadays.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I know you have merch, right?
Yeah. We got the merch over there, go ahead and flex on time. Yeah, so our merch, as you can see, the color is green, yellow, red, blue. This is designed to just bring light. When you see the colors, you probably think like happiness, positivity, like light, right?
Yeah.
So we want to be able to inject that into our communities. And so when we see these hearts, we think love, right? And we don't mean everything is perfect, but we do mean that through the tough times, we just gonna push toward the end, and spread a little love while we're moving. And the colors, specifically, the green, yellow, red, and blue, it's actually inspired by Ethiopia and Eritrea's flags. So as you guys know, they formed a peace agreement in 2018, and there's been other peace efforts that have been made over the years. I will say, everything isn't perfect. There's still a lot of work to do, but that peace effort initiation to me is so important, because we need peace and love between our countries, between our people, between our continent, our diaspora, right? So this symbolizes peace, love, and unity. And we are able to donate a percentage to groups that support the youth as well. So over the past 2 years, we've been able to donate to 5 different groups, and that's been really cool,
That's amazing.
And it's all through people and their, their contributions. So.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Reaching out in more ways than one, I see.
Yes.
I'm trying to get like y'all. So.
Girl.
We're trying to get like you.
Yes, girl, you are an inspiration.
Thanks.
You truly inspire us all.
Mm.
And,
Thank you.
just for what you do on an everyday basis. And a lot of times with the environment we live in now, women, especially kind of like putting support system out there to really like connect, support, and work with one another.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your advice, to put out there?
Yeah, for women, we definitely need to be each other's biggest cheerleaders right now. We don't have time for drama. We don't got time for hate. I mean, it's all love. Like, seriously. You can't be thinking about, oh, she's this and that, or she's better than me at this. Now we all gonna be good.
Yes.
We all gonna be the best at everything because, I think it's a competition a lot of times. And anybody who knows me is, I don't do drama with other females, and like I like to lift each other up. Like sometimes I'll give compliments to a point where people are like, sometimes like I over compliment because that's how I feel. If I see something, I'm gonna say it. Why not just compliment our women and let them know, girl, you look so beautiful. I'm loving this middle part, honey, with the swoop in the side. Like, girl, I see you, So I think we just need to let go sometimes of our own egos. Like it is okay to shower each other with love. We all can win at the same time. And then also being vulnerable, right? I think sometimes because I don't want to say a competition, but sometimes you might feel like you gotta put on, for some people, even if you're good friends with them. We need to let that go. All of us are figuring out life. Ain't none of us perfect. None of us have it together. Until we leave this earth, we're gonna be figuring out life. So why not just be supportive of one another and be honest about where you're at? Because you never know if that friend might be able to help you through that situation.
That's true.
So yeah, honesty and just showering each other with love.
Thank you.
Because a lot of people take internet so seriously, like they're like, oh, but she's doing this. I'm like, you don't know what it took her to get there.
Yes.
Like the sleepless nights, the overworking, having to go here and there, doing a lot of research. And I'm like, you can't really compare yourself. Just do what you do best. Yeah, that's how you kind of have to live. So I respect you because I know you have posted, you have so many sleepless nights, but yet you get up and you smile and you still do what you have to do. And don't look to anybody else. You support other people whenever it's needed.
Well, I mean, I feed off of the people around me. Y'all know that. I mean, I've met you 4 queens. We grew up together. This is family. My sister here since LA, literally. I mean, since diapers, right? And so I look to you guys for inspiration. Like if I'm having a sad day or a bad day, I know I can call her up and she'll be able to say something that can lift me up. And I know that I have a safe space where I can be vulnerable. I can complain without being judged. I can say what's on my heart, what's on my mind without somebody trying to tell me, but no, I don't want, just please listen to me. Just listen to me. I'm not trying to, I don't need a solution right now. I just need you to hear my heart. Let me get it out. So I think being able to vent to family and friends, like that makes all of the difference because we're only as strong as our support system and the people, who we call our tribe, right? Because we're strong individually, of course. But on those darkest, deepest days, I have to say that, we lean on each other for that kind of strength. So
I like what you said, being a safe place for someone. Like, that's actually very true.
Thanks,
I like that. That's really deep.
Thanks, Dr.
I'm sorry, because it's like, you never think about like somebody being your safe place. You think about safe place as your home or something, but not as a person. But sometimes you need that, for you personally. To grow, you need someone there just to be your person, just to listen.
Period.
Without judgment. So I like that, being someone's safe place.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you.
So what motivates you? Because when I see this Instagram, like every time I see you on Instagram, you always somewhere just protesting, going to what's that place?
This downtown Atlanta.
Downtown Atlanta at
Centennial Park.
Yeah, what motivates you to get up every single day with no fault? And I know the other time you were sick, and then after you got sick, you still went up there. So where did you get that drive?
The drive is wanting to see better conditions for not just us, but for our children, for the future generations, and knowing that change is possible. It is so possible. I think back, right? to Harriet Tubman days, where she literally became free and still went back to liberate her people. She could have died every single time she went back to liberate other slaves and other people, but she kept going. She kept going back and forth. Think about John Lewis, in the 60s, crossing that bridge in Alabama for us to be able to vote. Them marching to Washington for us to have jobs and freedom, knowing that there can be an end of segregation. We can pursue civil rights, and so being able to know that change is possible, right? Harriet Tubman knew that change was possible. John Lewis knew that change was possible. We have to believe that change is possible so we can experience it. So part of what motivates me is knowing that we are going to see a different world than the one we live in, because we can't allow this to be the world that our children grow up in. Like, we don't need to be 80 years old still watching unarmed black men and women get brutalized in this country anymore, right? So knowing that, as hard as it is sometimes, because it's hard sometimes to remember, to think that, and there's a lot of negativity in this world, but I think about the greats. I think about people who came before us, and it reminds me, okay, it's hard, but they believed at one point that we could get change. I got to believe it too, and I got to go hard for that change because I know it's coming. So that's like, some of the biggest factors.
It's amazing. There's a lot of, people can get deterred because of that, like the negativity and the threats and what happened to people that tried to protest. Some of them lost their lives, may they rest in peace, but you still wake up and whether it's virtual on Zoom or if it's on just a simple post or if you're physically out there, it's like, God's protecting you, and it's just a blessing that you're doing that.
And a lot of times I have conversation with people and they're like so concerned about just wanting to step up, wanting to do anything possible to make a change and to be a part of change. But with the world we're in right now, with everything that's going on, people are losing their homes and the children don't have anywhere to lay their heads, and they have to keep a job with the schedule and all those things, and people are like, what can I do, and I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're out there or you're talking about this thing until it's just uncomfortable enough to where we're at the point of making change. And also just the little posts here and there, it doesn't matter. There's no movement is too small, so just to tell people, like, you can also make a change however. It doesn't mean you have to be out there every day. If you can, you can still do something.
Absolutely. That's such a strong point, and we certainly push that because everybody's path is going to look different in this revolution. No one path is going to look the same, right? None of us sitting here today. So it's important that we all understand we're going to fight in different ways, right? You have people who are fighting in the corporate world, introducing new programs, making sure that the executives are more diverse, making sure they have boards that are representative of the staff. You have people in hospitals that are pushing for better treatment of black pregnant women who are unfairly treated. We've seen what's been happening. You have people who work in pharmacies to make sure that all customers are treated equally and nobody's going to get unfair treatment or be talked to in no disrespectful way. Because unfortunately we still live in a society where even communication can be hateful and negative. You can be at give me any occupation, any of them. I used to work at Kroger, I used to work at Taco Bell. You can name any of these places, right? That cashier or that manager or that clerk is going to be talking to somebody. You can make or break somebody's day in that one interaction. So you might be able to give back by being able to uplift every single black man and woman that comes through your lane.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So we can all play our role. Like, you don't have to think about it as, X, Y, and Z. It's A through Z. It's a whole spew of things that you can do. And I always tell people, like, don't compare yourself. Some people are going to be doing it a lot more on social media. Some people are going to be doing it a lot more on the streets. But every single thing makes a difference. And on top of that, to add to that, y'all have to remember, like, 65, 70 years ago, society here in America wanted African Americans, black people, to be oppressed, right? And they still do, right? This idea of oppression is still happening in our country. So what comes with oppression, right? Oppression, that comes with a lack of happiness. So the way this country was built was intended for us not to be happy. So us being happy is a form of fighting in this revolution. they don't want us to be happy.